In today's video, I'll be showing you how to make this delicious smoky patty jollof rice without tomato paste. If you like to see how I made this, then please stay tuned and keep watching. For this recipe, I'm using basmati rice. You may use any rice of your choice. For protein, I'll be using beef. You can also use chicken, turkey, or goat meat. Here I have some blended steamed dry tomato pepper mix, which is a combination of tomato plums, red bell peppers, scotch bonnet peppers, onions, ginger, and garlic. I have here some sliced onions to fry the jollof stew. I have here some blended onions, ginger, and garlic to steam or cook the meat. And to season, I'll be using curry powder, thyme, nutmeg, beef seasoning cubes, bay leaves, Goya meat seasoning. We are also going to be needing some salt to taste, and of course some vegetable oil, which is not here at the moment, but don't worry, the measurement and everything will be listed in the description box, so please do well to check it out later. I'll start by steaming the beef. To that, I'll be adding some curry powder, thyme, and nutmeg, bay leaf, beef seasoning cube, some salt to taste, Goya meat seasoning. You can also use all-purpose seasoning. Next, I'll be adding my blended onions, ginger, and garlic, and I won't be adding water at this point. I'm just going to cover up the pot and allow it to cook on a medium heat for at least 10 minutes. After 10 minutes later, I'm going to stir, cover, and allow to cook for additional 5 minutes because I want the beef to absorb all the seasonings and spices we added, because I'm going to be adding a reasonable quantity of water in here because I need some beef stock to make the jollof. In total, the beef has cooked for 15 minutes and I'm sure it has absorbed all the flavors. So now I've just added some water because we need some beef stock to make our jollof. At this point, I'm just going to give it a quick stir. I'll cover and allow it to cook for additional 10 minutes and our beef will be fully cooked. Alright, tasty team, our beef is now fully cooked, so I'll take it off the stock and we will be ready to fry. Next, I'll be preheating some oil to fry the beef, and I'm using sunflower oil, but you can also use vegetable oil. Once the oil heats up, I'll add in the cooked beef and I'll fry on a medium heat till they are nice and brown, and this process should take about 8 to 10 minutes thereabout. Our beef is nicely fried, so I'll take them off the heat and place them on a paper towel to absorb any excess oil. Our beef is nicely fried. In a clean dry pot, I'll be adding 2 cooking spoons of oil from the same oil we just used to fry the beef, and once the oil heats up, I'll add my sliced onions and I'll saute or fry for about 3 minutes thereabout. After sauteing the onions for 3 minutes, at this point I'll be adding thyme, curry powder, nutmeg, Goya adobo seasoning. If you don't have this, you can use all-purpose seasoning or any other seasoning of your choice. Next, I'll add 1 beef seasoning cube and I'll saute this for additional 30 seconds. It is time to add our tomato pepper mix, and as the title of the video says, Nigerian party jollof rice without tomato paste. So for this recipe we are not using tomato paste, but however, if you are using tomato paste, all you need to do is to stir fry your tomato paste for about 5 to 8 minutes depending on the quantity of tomato paste you are using before adding in your tomato pepper mix. So now I'm going to be frying this on a medium heat for at least 20 to 25 minutes thereabouts. But first I'm going to add in my bay leaves and I'll allow to fry on a medium heat and stirring frequently so it doesn't burn. Our jollof stew is nicely fried at this point, so the next step will be adding in our beef broth or beef stock. But before then, I'll be scooping out a bit of the jollof stew just in case it is too much for the quantity of rice I'm cooking, because they say prevention is better than cure. Yes, so I'm gonna be scooping out a bit of the stew. I'll set it aside, and then after adding in the rice, if I see I need to add more stew, I'm gonna add back more stew than adding my rice and later discovering that the stew is too much. Because once the rice is in, there is nothing you can do about that. So always bear that in mind when you are making jollof rice. So I'm going to set this aside. So next I'll add in my already strained beef stock. Then next I'll add a bit of curry powder and Goya adobo seasoning, and I won't be adding salt because my beef stock and this Goya seasoning contains salt. So please taste as you cook so you don't over salt your meals. I'm just going to give this a quick stir now. I'll cover the pot and bring to a boil. Now it has come to a boil, so I'm going to be adding my washed rice. I have already washed my rice off camera with cold water many times till the water was clear. So please make sure to wash your rice as many times as possible to get rid of the excess starch. We are going to mix this very well till every single grain of this rice is being coated with this delicious sauce. And as you can see, we don't have too much liquid in here. The liquid here is just about the same level with the rice, and that is because you don't need too much water when making jollof rice. So if you want your rice to come out very fluffy and separated, make sure you don't cook with too much water. Just cook on a very low heat and allow steam to do its thing. So I'm just going to mix this very well, and then I'm going to cover and allow to cook on a low heat till the liquid dries up. It is time to check back on our rice. It has been cooking for 15 minutes now. Oh my goodness, just take a look at that. Beautiful. So at this point, I'm going to stir for evenly distribution of steam because that is what is going to help cook our rice. And at this point, you have to make sure your heat temperature is at low because you don't want your rice to start burning at this point because it is not yet fully cooked. So once I'm done stirring, I'm going to be placing a parchment paper on it, and I'm going to continue cooking on a low heat for additional 10 minutes. If you don't have a parchment paper, you can also use a foil paper. Alright, so after cooking for additional 10 minutes, at this point, our jollof should be fully cooked. So I'm just going to carefully take away the parchment paper and I'll fluff the rice. Oh my goodness, someone tell me, is this not calling your name? Is this calling your name? Alright, so once I'm done stirring, the next thing I'm going to do is to scoop in 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. You can add more depending on the quantity of jollof rice you're making. The butter will make the jollof to be moist, making it not to be too dry, but it is totally optional. And you can also garnish with some purple onion and fresh tomatoes, but I won't be adding any of those. I'm just going to stir in the butter. Once I'm done, I'm going to cover and allow to cook on a high heat for at least 5 minutes. And that is where the jollof will get its smoky taste from. Now you want the jollof to burn a bit for you to be able to get that smoky party jollof rice. But don't let it burn too much, oh. All right, lovely people. So at this point, our smoky party jollof rice is ready. It smells so delicious. It tastes so delicious. So that is it for today's video. Our smoky party jollof rice is ready. Yeah. So we've come to the end of today's video, and I hope you give this jollof recipe a try this festive season for your family, friends, and loved ones. And let me know how it turns out for you. You can always tag me on Instagram at Tasty City, or just leave me your comment down below this video. I would love to read from you. And if you like this video, please go ahead and click the like button and subscribe if you are not yet already. Also, feel free to share this video with your family and friends. And thank you all so much for watching. Until I see you next time with something delicious, stay blessed and bye for now.